Right now, you are looking at something no human was ever supposed to see. Light. After dark. On purpose. For 300,000 years, when the sun went down, your ancestors went blind. Total darkness. You couldn't see your own hand in front of your face. And it was so important that night stayed dark that they made laws about it. In medieval cities, walking outside after sunset without a lantern could get you arrested. Then one man flipped a switch in 1879 and quietly ended all of it. Stay to the end and you'll understand why you can't sleep and that it's not your fault. Here's the thing your body still believes. It thinks you live in that world. The dark one. Buried in your brain, just behind your eyes, sits a clock the size of a grain of rice. Scientists call it the suprachiasmatic nucleus. You can just call it your master clock. Its entire job is to track one thing, light. Light means day, be awake. Darkness means night, shut down and repair. It calibrated that rule over millions of years, and it has never once been updated. Every organ you have keeps its own little version of that clock, all taking orders from the one behind your eyes. So it's still running, faithfully, on hardware older than farming. When the sun sets, your clock starts releasing a hormone called melatonin. Melatonin is the chemical that makes you sleepy. It's your body dimming its own lights. But there's a catch. Your clock can't actually see the sun. It only reads one thing, blue light hitting the back of your eye. Bright blue means daytime. For 300,000 years, the only night light was fire, and fire glows orange, no blue. So your body was never fooled. Then we built a sun you can hold in your hand. Your phone pours blue light straight into your eyes at midnight. And your master clock, doing its job perfectly, decides it must be noon. It doesn't panic. It just quietly cancels the melatonin it was about to send. But here's where it gets genuinely strange. For most of history, humans were terrified of the dark, and with good reason. Step outside the firelight, and something with better night vision ate you. So night became the law's enemy. The word curfew comes from the old French couvre-feu. It literally means cover the fire. A bell would ring, and every household had to smother its flames and go dark. Being out at night marked you as a criminal or worse, something not quite human. For thousands of years, darkness wasn't a problem to solve. It was simply the world. And then, in a single lifetime, we erased it. First came street lamps in the 1600s. Paris lit its roads to scare off thieves. Then the gas lamp revolution of the 1800s turned whole cities into permanent dusk. And in 1879, a man named Thomas Edison sold the world its first practical light bulb. Within one generation, the night that shaped us for 300,000 years was gone. We called it progress, and it was. We just forgot to read the fine print, because light didn't just brighten the night, it rewrote how you sleep. A historian named Roger Eckerch spent 16 years digging through old diaries and court records. He found the same forgotten phrase over 500 times, first sleep and second sleep. Before electric light, nobody slept in one long block. You slept about 4 hours, woke around midnight, and stayed up for an hour or two. People used that quiet window to pray, to talk, to think, to just lie there in the dark. One doctor in the 1500s called it the best hours of the day for thinking clearly. In 1992, a scientist put volunteers in 14 hours of darkness a night. Within weeks, every single one of them split their sleep back in two, automatically, and they didn't lie there anxious. Their brains flooded with calm, the same chemistry as deep meditation, an ancient program still installed, just waiting for the lights to go out. Which brings us to the number that should bother you. Compared to an old warm bulb, the cool light from your screens hits you roughly 8 times harder. 8 times the signal screaming it's daytime at 11 at night. The average person now soaks in artificial light for 7 to 8 hours after sunset. Your body genuinely cannot tell the difference between your ceiling light and the sun. So you scroll in bed, your melatonin collapses, and sleep just won't come. Then you wake at 2 a.m., stare at the ceiling, and decide something is wrong with you. But maybe nothing's wrong. Maybe that's just your second sleep, trying to exist. So here's the one change that actually works. You don't need a cave. After sunset, dim everything. Not off, just dim and warm. Trade the blue glow for something closer to firelight. Keep the screens off the last hour before bed if you possibly can. It feels almost too simple to matter. It isn't. Researchers took people camping for a week with no devices at all. In 7 days, their bodies released melatonin 2 full hours earlier, completely reset. That's how fast 300,000 years of programming wakes back up. So if you lie awake at night, wired and exhausted at the same time, you are not broken. You never were. You're ancient hardware, running perfectly, in a world that never asked if you could keep up. Your body isn't failing the modern world. The modern world is just louder than the one that built you. And some nights, when you wake in the dark and the house is finally quiet, that isn't a disorder. That's 300,000 years of you, remembering how this was meant to feel.